Mike's Daily Podcast.
Episode 1821, Hi, I'm Mike Matthews. It's Sunday. It's what you call it, the first...
Mike's Daily Podcast.
The first Sunday of spring is what I'm going to sing to you, and I'm going to say that there's some things that I feel that I have made, like some delicious marinade for some delicious food that I'm going to eat with some lemonade. And that was my little serenade.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
My lovely lady friend serenaded me this morning. She sang that song, I love you, baby.
Mike's
And if it's quite all right,
Daily
I need you, babe.
Podcast.
You
Yeah.
can't keep my eyes off of you. What a schmaltzy, lovely song, isn't it? Hey, Mike, who sings that one? Urgh, why did you ask that? Pet Shop Boys. Because they did that cool mashup. Before there were mashups, they mashed up that song with Where the Streets Have No Name. I can't keep my eyes off of you. I thought that was interesting. They also mashed up other songs. Did you know? They took Read My Mind and mashed it up with, I can't think of it now at the moment. Well, that's neither here nor there or anywhere. Hey, Mueller report's out. We still have our president. And apparently, all that time, the president said no collusion. Well, apparently no collusion. The Department of Justice says. And apparently Chick-fil-A has blocked in San Antonio the Chick-fil-A. It has been. San Antonio Airport has blocked Chick-fil-A due to their legacy of anti-LGBTQ behavior. I say block them because, honestly, they charge too much. What the hell? They're supposed to be affordable.
And here's today's podcast picture.
Food place. And everything's so darn expensive. It's just chicken. Ugh. Chicken should be cheap, shouldn't it? Look, here's what we need. We need more fast food fish places. And this is what I know. If you're Catholic, you agree with me already, because Friday is when you eat your fish, right? And that's when McDonald's does such a great job. They do a killing because they serve the filet-o-fish. And was it Trump doesn't like filet-o-fish or something? I don't care. The point is that there's delicious fish, and we need more places. When I was growing up, there was H Salt Fish and Chips. What the hell does that even mean? And I know in some parts of the country, when I was driving cross country to get to Alabama, Basil wasn't with us back then. No, we didn't get Basil till 2010. And he's in the podcast picture today, by the way. We just zoomed right past that. Sorry, Ariel. Yes. And this guy is in the picture. That's right, Mike. I'm in the picture because I'm Bison Bentley. Do you know that? Yes, you are. And Tourette's. And it's great to have you in the picture with Basil. So, back to driving across the country. What's that? Captain something? Not Captain Crunch. Captain whatever. That chain. Of course, their stuff is all deep fried and horrible for you. So we need more of a healthy fish. But it'd be freaking expensive. Fish is so freaking expensive. And I don't understand. And I just read this thing in the Costco magazine, so you know it's true, about how their farmed salmon, the salmon that is not wild caught, but is made in their hatcheries, Tehachapi. I went to a hatchery when I was a kid. I felt so bad for those fish. But no, apparently in the Costco article, it says those salmon get all kinds of amenities that other salmon are not afford, and they get to live wonderful lives before we eat them. Okay, well then make it cheaper so I can eat more salmon, because I need those healthy fats. My body probably doesn't need those unhealthy chicken fats. But that's neither here nor there. Where the streets have no name, Pet Shop Boys, right? Is that what we were discussing? Last night I showed my lovely lady friend, maybe this is why she was singing to me this morning, the wonderful movie Nacho Libre. Okay, you might say, but Mike, that movie was awful. I didn't get it. It was... I want to hide. I don't want to get dinged on YouTube, so I will abide and not do the rest of that wonderful thing where the streets have no name. Uh-huh. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba-da-da. What is sad is Neil Tennant of the Pet Shop Boys, which real quick, we'll get back to Neil Tennant in a moment. But I love Neil Tennant. It's just when he got older, his voice got, he started singing like this. I want to run. I want to hide. He would do the run up. He wouldn't sing the note. He would run up to the note. And I can't stand that. I can't stand the run up to notes, and I can't stand vibrato like Stevie Nicks, just like the white-winged dove, or Toby Keith. Oh God, when I was in country music and doing country radio for 11 years, actually more than that because I did 2 years in Alabama, that every other song you played was Toby Keith. And he does this kind of put in your butt because it's American way. Horrible. Don't vibrato me. Okay, the only one who could do vibrato was Johnny Cash. And that's it. No more vibrato, vibrating your voice and making that awful, and don't do the vocal fry either. Boy, my voice is going all over the place today. Back to Neil Tennant. So back when he could sing really cool, there was this young kid who was enjoying Doctor Who, as I do, and who was growing up in Scotland, and he wanted to, what the hell's his real name? His last name is the same as another actor. So he had to change it when he came to America. I think he had to do a part in America. He was in Fright Night, the remake. At any rate, I'm talking about David Tennant, who became Doctor Who, the one who was the Doctor from 2006 to 2010. And he's gone back to play him, I think, during the 50th year anniversary. As we go outside a cafe anyway, we're bringing Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcastro Valley. 10 today. So David Tennant said he took his last name Tennant from Neil Tennant. Isn't that awesome? I always thought that was it because that name Tennant doesn't seem that common. And when I saw David Tennant is Doctor Who, I was like, wait, is that the same guy from Pet Shop Boys? Oh no. At any rate, so let's talk tech industry real quick. So Elizabeth Warren, who said the following.
America elected Donald Trump. And yeah, the Russians helped. But we all have a lot of regrets. But my biggest regret is that Donald Trump is president of the United States.
So she said,
period.
That's it. That. And so she also says she wants to break up the big tech industries because they basically control our lives. To which I have said, yeah, well, I mean, why can't we all just stop using Facebook? MySpace apparently lost a bunch of our data. And they made the funny joke on Wait, Don't Tell Me on NPR that it was MySpace's way of a cry for help. Oh, yeah? You don't care about us anymore, so we'll just delete all your data. That kind of thing. But nobody cares about MySpace. It's been tumbleweeds for years. But Facebook does not go away. We are addicted to it. So maybe it's time we do break up or take some of their power away. But then that's not really America, is it? Do we impede your success? If you're lucky enough, smart enough, whatever you were enough to get to be the top, when you built yourself from nothing and now you're at the top, do we just take that away from you? That's the question. That's what becomes political, and that's what makes you feel if you're exonerated enough. Hey, no collusion, but you know that guy is not squeaky clean. There are skeletons in his closet. There weren't any in this closet, but there are. And you know what? All right. I'm done. I have stopped listening to any political podcasts, watching any political media, because it was nothing. It's always been nothing. The 2016 election. Trump is going to lose. Trump is going to lose. Hillary's going to win. Trump is going to lose. Well, no. None of that happened. And all the media predicted he was going to lose. And he won. And now I don't trust any political media. And then after this whole collusion, Mueller's going to find all kinds of collusion. No, he didn't. I don't trust the media anymore with that respect. And it's, well, here it is. It's the topic. The topic has been just, it goes nowhere. It's like if you blow in the wind, all your air just goes into the air coming into your face. Just phrasing. The air is blowing your air away. It's meaningless. There's so many other things I just don't like wasting time, is the thing. And the whole wasting time, wondering, oh, he's guilty, it gets us nowhere. That time could have been way more constructive had we applied it to other things. For example, here's another waste of time. Sports, basically. And I hear about brackets, and I'm like, oh, people waste time with stupid brackets. I know a guy who set up like 3 or 4 TVs in his living room so he could watch all these different games. And then he talks to all his friends, his guy friends, and what a colossal waste of time. There's so many better things you can do with your time. I just feel that it'd be more constructive. I don't agree with gyms. I think gyms are meaningless. The way you stand on those you walk on those stupid conveyor belt thingies. Now, if you were bicycling, okay, so Ed Begley Jr., Mr. Eco Man, Mr. First guy that ever had an electric car. Now electric cars are everywhere. And you see the douchelas driving up and down the freeways here in the Bay Area. You see them, every other car is a douchela. It's amazing. It's really, it's big here in the Bay Area. Where you are, if you're outside of the Bay Area, it may not be. But here it certainly is huge. Which is maybe this tech bubble that we're in. And that's ridiculous. It doesn't pertain to elsewhere, because you really need those electric charging stations, which we got all over the place in the Bay Area, and that's not so much the case once you get past Vacaville and you're into the east parts of California. Beautiful parts. No, you don't have the electric charging stations as much. So you what you're doing with the whole Nacho Libre, such a wonderful, but that was, to me, is never a waste. I've seen that movie countless times. I own it. To me, it's not a waste of time. My brain goes elsewhere, and then it can return. Maybe that's why people do the brackets. They need their brains to leave for a while, and then they can return refreshed, rejuvenated, because they've immersed themselves in this bracket escapist world. Maybe that's what it's all about, escaping. But we do have this bubble, and we do have the douchelas driving around. And we do have people that are using Fitbits, which I don't get. Fitbit is awful to me. I'd just rather use Google Fit. Yeah, okay, Google. They own everything. But hey, they got this cool free app that's absorbing all my information, which is boring as hell. They can have it. I walk around a track that you're not getting any helpful information from me from that app, just finding out that. And in return, I am able to see how far I walked, but then also this thing that's part of my work that monitors how much physical activity I do in the way of exercise so that they keep my health rates down. that works out to some means. Anyway, so Elizabeth Warren wants to break up the tech industry. Amy Klobuchar wants all the tech industries investigated. And that's what we have. That's all the political talk I will give you, because to me, that's the only thing that's important.
Nobody ever told me that politics was going to be so much fun.
Oh, wait, look who's here. Some people are here. It's very important we talk to them. Hello, my commercial is Madame Rootabega, and I love the Ed Begley Jr. Here, and I dated once. Oh! Yeah, and he has the electric cars. That's right, before the douchelas. Yeah, and now they're everywhere. Which I'm glad I live in a world where there's a lot of electric cars. That's great. But my point with Ed Begley Jr. is that he used to power his house or energize his generator or batteries or whatever by getting on a bike every day and riding, and it was a stationary bike, and he would ride on it and he'd get enough power. Oh, I think it was to power his toaster. Something like that. If those gyms were harvesting the energy that we were expending, see, that's why I like walking. I don't just walk around a track. I walk to work. I walk back home from work. With the help of a BART, which is, yes, it's using power, probably from a coal power plant. Although we do have a ton of windmills everywhere along the Altamont Pass, which I can see from Podcaster Valentino right now at this moment, outside where we are, and Cafe Anyway. Look who else is here.
Hello there, Mike. This is Valentino, the parking attendant. I'm Italian. I go to the pie shop day.
Pie shops are awesome. Bison Bentley is also here.
Hey, Bison.
Hey, Valentino, do not threats. And that's good. Let's wrap up the show. What I'm telling you is, don't waste your time doing meaningless things. Try not to live a meaningful life. I know I'm quoting a Rick Warren book, but lead a meaningful life. And Rick Warren's all religious and Jesus-y. And you know what? If you have that in your life, that's fine. Easter's on its way. And I've had diarrhea since Easter's. And I want you to have a wonderful day and do something meaningful. And next show, it'll be Chely Shoehart, Floyd the Floorman, and John Deere the engineer.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MikesDailyPodcast.com. Email Mike now at MikesDailyPodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!